standing there like a bit of a lemon. When this guy came over to me and said, "I'm so glad you've come this evening, am I right that you're Anne Glover?" And I said, "Yes, I am." And he said, "Well, I'm just so pleased to meet you because I work for you." And so I hadn't been in Scottish Government long, but I did know my team, because it's quite a small team, and I had identified all of them. So this wasn't someone that worked for me. And I said, I don't think you do, actually. He said, "Yes, I do. I work for you. And actually, if you don't mind, I'd like to bring over some of my colleagues who also work for you." And he went away, and I said before he went, "What do you do?" He said, "I'm a venture capitalist." Okay, so he went away and he brought back this cluster of kind of wide-eyed people, all kind of wanting to touch the hem of my gown and things. And I thought, well, I don't know who I am, but I'm clearly very important. So I said, "So you work for me then? What do you do for me?" So they told me about looking at portfolios, investment portfolios and due diligence and so on. And I said, "Yeah, who do you think I am?" And they said, "Well, Anne Glover." And I said, "Yeah, that's my name. And what do you think my role is?" And they said, "Well, you're Anne Glover, you're the chief executive of Amadeus Capital Partnerships, aren't you?" No, I wasn't. However, given that we had that rather uncomfortable introduction, you might not be surprised to hear that I now have quite good relationships with Amadeus Capital Partnerships, including the other Anne Glover and I, having now met and had many meetings to talk about how we address the issue of investing in high-risk science to have big impact for society, government, economy and so on. So it is good to speak to new people and to establish new networks. It isn't easy, and I know again, and I hope Stuart Monroe will forgive me in saying I'm going to just pinch something that he said the other night at an event, and that was that he was talking about geologists, I'll talk about scientists, and he's saying, you know, scientists are very good company for other scientists. And we do have a problem in the science community, in any specialist field, where we tend to narrow down instead of blossom out. We do that because it's challenging, we don't always have the time to do it, we think it's a secondary activity. So in speaking to colleagues from the Crichton Carbon Centre just at coffee before talking to you, we were thinking about, what's your 10 top things that you have to do today? Rachel was talking to me about this, and actually networking and communicating across with people that you don't normally talk to, that should be part of all of our top 10. It should routinely be on there. It's a difficult thing to do and it's challenging to do, but if we don't cross those barriers, if we don't make the communication and develop the network, not only will we reduce the impact of what we want to achieve, but we'll slow things down and we'll make it especially hard, in my view, for the public. Now, I'm going to say just another couple of things, and one of them is about climate change. The science of climate change is enormously complicated. I think all of us know that. But I expect everybody in the room is of a view that man's activity is having a substantial impact on the climate on our planet. And if we don't do something about it, and I think we're probably all signed up to this, then in not such a long time, certainly by the end of this century and beyond, we're going to see a massive acceleration of quite unpleasant things happening in the world. There'll be mass migrations, there'll be starvations, there'll be drought. 1 in 3 of the world's population already suffers from water shortage. There'll be economic decline. There'll be a need to change our lifestyle. And all of us in the developed world see that prospect as something almost so horrific that I think we've walked away from it. We just can't stand the thought of it. But it's how we talk about it, and that's where scientists, people in government, charities, everybody needs to work together to provide something for the public that is captivating. Now, our challenge with climate change is that it's all bad news that we're being told. It's problems that you're being faced with. And that's an issue for us because people just think, they keep on telling me what I can't do. Let's offer them an option, and I can offer you an option. Would you like a world where you, personally, have much more time on your hands? Where you don't have to do the washing and ironing and sorting away of clothes? Where when you go somewhere, you don't have to find somewhere to park? Where you don't have to sit and wait for your car to come back from its MOT, which they said would be an hour ago, and it's still not here ready for you. You don't have to go and get tyres on your car. You don't have to get your car serviced. You don't have to sit in traffic jams. You can live a life where you have much more social interaction, where people talk to each other. There is perhaps communal eating 2 or 3 times a week, where you share resource and speak to each other. Now, does that sound a little bit, tie-dye t-shirt, plaited? I don't know, but actually, at least the beginning of it. Is there anyone here who likes washing and drying clothes? I mean, I don't. And if we use technology, perhaps nanotechnology, we can have self-cleaning clothes, ones that don't crease and iron and neutralises the odour as you wear them. It's a nice thought because there's lots of other stuff we could be doing. There is an opportunity for us to message differently. Scientists can't always do it, but if we work in partnership with people, then we can offer a much better future. We can protect the planet, we can be more equitable in terms of resource, we can deal with what is an ever-increasing population, and we can do it in a way that befits our intelligence and ability as a human species, because where we are at the moment is not a good place, and we would not be getting a pat on the back in terms of evolutionary excellence, but we could do it. And I hope at the end of the day, you've got the answers to this. So thank you very much.